kind of in the same vein, let's talk about the exhibits that you have. How do you curate them? How do you manage them? How do you come up with them?
Starts with brainstorming session. What is the idea? Even a title. So a title can go a long way. What's the purpose? What do we want people to learn from it? You got to figure out what you want people to walk away with before you can even start adding the content. What do you want them to be looking at? What do you want them to feel? Is it more story-oriented? Is it more fact-related? Do you want an activity? So you kind of figure out a couple pieces, and then it's all about the information. Notebooks, printouts, looking for videos. How far back do we want to start? So deciding how far back we can even find information. It's a lot harder than it sounds. And multiple conversations of literally gathering information.
Okay.
When we did our history of country music, we had a meeting with our committee every week, but every day I was searching for information. And then probably every so often, then you throw out the information you've decided you don't need, or you put it in a different pile. And then it's content gathering in terms of pictures and audio. How does your audio and your visual support your story? It's a lot. It's basically like putting together a giant puzzle, to be honest.
No kidding.
Yes.
So let's run with the music exhibit. Like, first of all, what was the music exhibit and how did you guys even come up with that specific idea? Because it was about a singular person mostly, wasn't it?
Two people.
Two people.
So that one was, I like it when people bring stories to us and make them part of history. I feel like it touches a different chord with people. The interest makes it more local, which makes you engaged with it a little bit more and you can relate to the story a little bit more. So it was history of country music in Whatcom County. But it started with a lovely lady who is Lori Lee Lewis. Her mom sang with Loretta Lynn when she was first getting started. Her mom is getting older. Her mom is getting ready to pass. And she brought this story because she had found old tapes and things like that and said, I think this could be really interesting. But my job as a director, when she brings a story like that to me, that basically is like, hey, I want to tell the story of these two women. Okay, well, that's great. And it is wonderful history. So the conversation I have with her is, how do we bring this into the museum as a historical exhibit and telling a story over time? So that's what we did. We said, okay, let's put these two women in the context of country music history. And let's start from the beginning and say, when did country music first start to come to the area? Who else played? Was it a local? Were we really popular because we had a lot of outside sources? What did it contribute to the area? How many venues did people use? So we go through all of it, and then the focus is their local story. So it's like a really big umbrella, and then we're going to hold on to that time for like the thread, which is their story. And
how long does it take for you to develop like that exhibit?
Well, typically 6 to 9 months, depending on the size. With this one, we were under a little bit more of a time crunch because of health concerns. So this one we did in 3.5. I would not do that again. Just so everybody knows, do not do that. And that was one of our bigger exhibits that we did. It was obviously well worth it. I had a lot of help. I asked for a lot of help. I made sure I asked for a lot of help. I had really good practice at delegation during this one, making sure that I did not control everything, that I made sure that things that even I wanted to do were handed off so that they could be finished and completed. But it's time. It's a lot of time. It's very time consuming because you're also still doing all your day-to-day operations of the museum, and you have events during the year, and you have staff, and you have people coming in, and you have all your tours, and everything else is still happening.